Now, you don't need no fancy software to get financial clarity, right? Well, today we are going to be talking about how bookkeeping does not have to be complicated. Known as Yo, the virtual bookkeeper in Osborne Virtual Bookkeeping Solutions. And today we are basically just going to break down why bookkeeping doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, so we're going to start with understanding your choices, your options. What do you have to be able to use to be considered bookkeeping? Well, according to the IRS, you can use a notebook like a journal, or you can use a spreadsheet, or you can use an accounting software. So, in the very beginning stages of business, I recommend possibly starting with like a spreadsheet. It's just easier to be able to keep up with. And then as your business volume picks up, then I would highly suggest that you move towards an accounting software, because a lot of transactions are going to be occurring and it's going to be hard for you to be able to keep up when you are dealing with a spreadsheet. So you just have to decide on, what will work for you in the chapter that you're in within your business journey. Okay. And if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure I don't ramble. Also, make sure you like and subscribe if you are looking to just get more in tuned in about business and bookkeeping, because on this channel, that's what we discuss. We discuss bookkeeping, business, lifestyle, entrepreneurship type topics. Okay, so the next thing is you're going to compare and contrast. Excuse me. You are going to compare and contrast what really works for you. So, are you a tech savvy person? And if not, then maybe an accounting software may not be the best choice starting out. Maybe you may be the kind of person that just may need to write it down and then graduate to a spreadsheet and then graduate to an actual software. I have seen where there are some people, not many, that actually write every transaction down. Now, is that tedious? It is. Is that outdated? It is. But it works for those who it works for. So you just have to basically compare and contrast what will actually work for you, and I mean that you can actually keep up with. All right. And then the last one is that I want to make sure that I touch on understanding what best fits for you, as far as like, easy to grasp and easy to be able to keep up with, because bookkeeping is a year-round process. It's not just a tax season uh, task. You have to keep up with your bookkeeping every month, throughout the year. And then, like as of right now, we're getting ready to go into the month of December. So if your business was created last year or the first of the year, your bookkeeping should have been tracked leading up to now, to where you're basically getting ready to prepare to file your taxes for the upcoming tax season. And if you don't have anything in place, guess what? No worries. I do have a formulated bookkeeping tracker already created. All you have to do is just plug in your information, and it will actually create a report like a profit and loss, which actually tells what everything your money was spent on in your business. That's the information that is reported to the IRS on a Schedule C form when you get your taxes prepared. So, I'm sorry. For some reason, I've been talking just fine, and all of a sudden, I decide to film, and my throat feel like, it's like having to be cleared. But let's just get a better understanding of what really works for someone that's just new in business, because that's who this video is for. This is for somebody that's new in business, that doesn't know anything about bookkeeping, but you want to get started and you want to do things on the right foot. And so being able to have something in place, it just takes the headache off of, okay, what should I be doing and how often should I be doing it? So I already shared that this is a year-round process. The thing of it is just getting started, because most entrepreneurs that I come across, they're either a year or more behind on their bookkeeping. And when you fall behind on your bookkeeping, it is very expensive to get caught up, okay? And most times, small businesses are not prepared for that hefty invoice. So that's why I want to be an advocate to constantly talk about prioritizing your bookkeeping. And if you are not able to do that to where you can be responsible, then maybe you need to look into options to be able to hire someone to be able to keep it up for you. There are so many options out to where, you really don't have much of an excuse other than if you just can't afford to pay it. But if you can't afford to pay it, then you got to make time to do it. And so I just want to make sure, if you are a new entrepreneur, that I don't want you to think that you just got to go and get the most expensive accounting software and you got to figure out how to use it. No, I'm not advocating for that. I'm advocating just start with something, because once you start, you'll get a better understanding of, okay, what this process consists of. What am I looking at? How often do I need to look at it? And then once you get in the habit of doing that, then you'll begin to understand how your business is performing. You'll be able to see if you're spending too much money on certain things, or you'll be able to see if you might not making enough money to be able to afford the things to even stay in business. So these are things that you really need to know, and you need to be able to see, so that you can know how to adjust, or you can know how to plan through, not just for a season, but throughout the year. If you plan on playing the long game in business, you need to know what you need to know. But if you don't have something in place, how you gonna know? So I just want to make sure that you understand that bookkeeping does not have to be difficult and complicated. Just get started with something, and then as you're able to, maneuver to something else, then do that. Like, ain't nobody saying you got to go out here and get the most expensive thing, because I'm not advocating for that. But if you still have questions and you just really don't know where to start, make sure you go ahead and book a call with me, and we can do a strategy call, and I can help you understand what you really need and how you can go about doing it. And then you can just determine, after we had that conversation, what direction you want to go in. So I'm going to have all my information, my contact information, in the descriptions. So just check the description area. And if you're watching this on TV, you can actually just go ahead and scan the QR code here, and it'll take you directly to my website, where you can go ahead and book your call and pay for your strategy session. But there's no reason to say I didn't know or I don't know how, because this channel discusses that. Now, I don't teach you how to do bookkeeping, but I heavily discuss the importance and why and what about bookkeeping. And if you want a more detailed and exclusive for your business, then I'm going to need you to book a call for that, okay? So that's all I have for right now. Make sure you catch the next video, and I look forward to seeing you the next time. And if anything, make sure you subscribe, okay? Make sure you subscribe, because I'm not just uploading long form, but I am uploading shorts. So if you're the kind of person that prefer like shorter content, I want you to be able to see all that, because I break up some really good tips, in a short amount of time, that will help you. There's just as much as a long form would. So again, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.